So Jeff,
What's up?
in what U.S. state is Dry Tortugas National Park?
Okay, so here's the thing: Dry Tortugas. That sounds like something from Pirates of the Caribbean. And the only state I know that like kind of is near the Caribbean is Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels like that should be the answer.
You going with Florida?
I'm gonna go Florida.
It is Florida. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I was so excited to ask that question, and I had to ask it 3 times over the course of like half an hour until I awaited Jeff's answer.
Yeah.
Because we had some major technical difficulties.
Yeah, we're actually recording this on something called Riverside.
Yeah, which I'm sure some people have heard of it, but I was recommended it by the people over at the Letterbox podcast. And so now Jeff and I are trying it, and I'm hoping it works. I'm honestly a little scared that something's going to go. It's always kind of risky doing these new things, but
And
hopefully
the thing,
it turns
though,
out.
is that it's called Riverside, which being beside the river doesn't really give me like the thoughts of good audio. It just sounds like it should be like
Yeah, which I can hear your fan on your laptop, so I guess it is like we're by a river, you know.
There you go. That's not ideal. I don't understand why this program uses up apparently all of my computer's RAM.
Yeah. But what happens, though, is the video recording of this is going to it's 2 separate videos because it's yours and mine individually. So I can get into some multicam editing and like cut between us depending on who's talking. So, you know, we can get really fancy here on the podcast if we put in the effort.
Yeah. I mean, I think that you should really try to edit this as much as possible. Also, After Effects. I would like you to add some smoke around my head.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely not going to do that. But
yeah, make it look like I'm like suffocating in my room.
Yeah. You're still in France. I think we can establish that. That much is said.
This is probably the last recording where I will be in France, and then possibly the last recording where I'll be in Europe.
Yeah. I will get this out of the way right now while we're on the topic that there will be no episode next week because I'm going to be at the New York Film Fest, and Jeff is going to be traveling. Jeff will be in Vermont, I believe, but yeah, or maybe not yet. I don't know. We don't want to get too into Jeff's travel plans in case there's a stalker out there, but
which, if anything, I would be confused that someone decided to stalk me.
Yeah, well, you never
seems
know.
like a confusing choice, but
yeah,
we won't give away any specifics. Like I intentionally have not said verbatim your IP address on this podcast for that reason.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you know my IP address. Think that if you wanted to do that, but yeah. In the news this week, what everybody comes here for. Biden receives a Pfizer BioNTech booster and urges more Americans to get a first shot. So Biden got the booster. Are you planning on getting it? Jesus Christ. No, there's a picture of Biden getting the shot.
Oh.
He has one of the hairiest arms I have ever seen.
What?
And he looks like a werewolf.
I'm going to have to Google this.
I think I can share my screen. You know, it's asking for a bunch of preferences. I'm not gonna bother with this. But yeah, he's got a really hairy arm.
Oh yeah, that's weird.
Are you looking at?
Not.
You Googled it yourself?
I see the image.
I encourage any listeners at home to Google this picture.
I would say don't.
Well, yeah, actually, Him and I sporting the same watch. He's also got an Apple Watch, so the president,
Yeah.
he's just like us.
You getting in one of the new Apple Watches?
Probably not, no. I mean, I only got the current one because it was a gift. I would never have bought this myself. I actually don't have it on me right now, even. It's charging. But, I mean, it's a cool thing. I like the Apple Watch, but it's just not something I would ever own myself, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't... I don't know. I'm fine, like, if I need to know what time it is, just pulling my phone out. And then also, if someone calls me, I'm fine also pulling my phone out. And then if I get texted, I'm also, again, I'm fine using my phone for that. So I don't really think I need it on my wrist.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a completely unnecessary device, to be honest. But yeah, are you planning on getting the booster, Jeff? That was kind of where this was leading.
Oh, right. I mean, I think if, it's something that is recommended. Because right now they're saying, like, people who are, like, in very high-risk jobs, people who are old, and people who are at higher risk for having certain, diseases and things. So definitely when it's, I'm part of the group that it is suggested, I will definitely get it.
Totally. I think I can get it in Chicago right now, if I'm being honest. Or I can apply to get it.
Well, yeah, I think anyone can get it. You just have to pretty much say that you have, like, you're at a higher risk for some reason.
That's kind of what I did when they first started rolling out the vaccines. I think I said this, but I brought my inhaler with me to the facility. It was like, I got asthma, and they were like, okay, sure, yeah. They were like, we're not going to turn you down, but...
Right, it does sound like you're trying to say that you scammed your way into getting vaccinated.
Well, it's...
Like, that's kind of what you're implying.
It's not a bad thing, right? Like, it's scamming my way into keeping others safe.
You're like, actually, I stole my twin brother's ID, so I actually have already been vaccinated 4 times.
Yeah.
Unfortunate when they turned down my brother.
My brother is in critical condition. Yeah. Critical.
But, yeah. That's that definitely is new. I actually thought you were going to go film news, because I never understand if the segment is targeting film news or just general news.
Yeah, you never know where you're going to get with this segment. I like to keep
because I was ready.
You know what? I don't either, because, for the record, while we were recording, I Googled news, and that was the first article. That's so,
oh, man.
You're getting these exclusive takes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a lot. We could cover the Tonys, but clearly that segment last week didn't go that well, so we're not going to cover the Tonys.
Yeah. I will say, there was one part from the Tonys that was pretty funny, and it's the only thing I heard about the Tonys.
Yeah.
Is that for one of the categories, there was only one person nominated.
Wait.
Because of COVID, only one person, I guess, filled out, like, they did the necessary whatever requirements there are to be nominated.
So there's only one nominee?
Yeah, so for the guy who was, like, the lead in Moulin Rouge, they were the only one nominated for their category.
Oh my god. Wait, I think I watched his speech. Was he the lead actor?
Yeah.
He had a beard, he was bald or something.
Oh, I don't know about that. I actually think he has a lot of hair.
Oh, well then maybe not. Because this guy that I watched one acceptance speech for a man I've never heard of in a play that I've never seen. It was on Twitter. And it ended with him being like, to everyone who didn't win, tough bananas or something. Which is not a thing I've ever heard before. But I was like, that's actually kind of rude. But if he was alone, I guess that would be kind of funny to say tough bananas.
Oh, yeah, maybe it was him. Actually, I don't know.
We're
really... If anyone's coming to the Karstcast for Tony news, this is your fault.
This is your bad, yeah.
We're like, I don't know who any of these people are. I don't even know what plays are.
It would be funny to start a Tony's podcast, but not knowing anything about the Tonys. Just kind of recap. I don't...
Yeah.
Well, actually,
it's also weird because it's, like, named after... Italian first name.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and like, I guess the Oscars are as well.
The Emmys. Well, Emmys aren't They're all names.
I mean,
you
it's a
know?
name, yeah. I
Globes.
never have made this connection before,
Yeah, they're all names.
except for the Golden Globes.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, that's that. I forget what else we do in the intro. I guess we might as well just get into the movie, though. People
Yeah.
don't typically like our intros, but I think they're the best part of the podcast.
People
So-
don't like our intros?
Well, there was that one review that was like, I wish they'd just get on with it. And I was like, oh, I guess we got to get on with it. But maybe that's
Wow.
just one guy.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll just get on with it. Today we're talking about Cry Macho, the
Yeah.
latest Clint Eastwood joint. Yeah, Jeff. Well, Jeff recommended this one. Jeff said The Truman Show or Cry Macho, and I was like, those are two very different movies. But
Or are they?
or are they?
No, they
Cry
are.
Macho is
They
the
absolutely
new one. It's this recent Clint Eastwood film, and I'll do the synopsis real quick. Cry Macho, a one-time rodeo star and washed-up horse breeder in 1978, takes a job from an ex-boss to bring the man's young son home and away from his alcoholic mum. Crossing rural Mexico on their back way to Texas, the unlikely pair faces an unexpectedly challenging journey during which the world-weary horseman may find his own sense of redemption through teaching the boy what it means to be a good man. A good macho.
Yeah, I mean, that's
I should
pretty
say. That's
pretty
pretty much
accurate, I would
it.
say.
Yeah, that's the
It's
movie.
really the movie.
Yeah. I suppose we should get into those Google reviews.
The Google reviews, which
Yeah.
is honestly the number one segment
part
on this podcast.
we were all looking forward to the most. Yeah, we'll start with this one. I looked through all the negative reviews because there are, believe it or not, a lot of negative reviews for this movie. But the only good one in the negative section was this one from Corey Hamill, 1 star, and it is: can somebody find a pair of pants that fit Scarecrow Clint? Had to watch this snoozer in 15-minute installments over 3 days so I could inject football into my eyes in between. Boring. The rooster was the only payoff, which is a dopey reason to make a whole movie. 2 people found this helpful.
Okay. Okay, real quick. So,
I don't know
just
what
to unpack
the first
this
line
with-
means.
yeah, but the whole thing about watching it in 15-minute installments over like 3 days,
Yeah.
you would think after 15 minutes, and then you're like, okay, this is too boring. I have to watch football.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
I feel like you would not go back to the movie.
Yeah. Especially over 3 days.
That's the thing, right? I can then be like, okay, maybe I'll give it another chance. But then you stop at 15 minutes later again.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you know what? You're like, I still hate this movie. But then you go back again and again and again and again.
Again. Yeah.
Yeah, and then even one further time after that.
I mean, at some point, you just got to tap out. This person
Yeah.
cared enough to keep coming back to Clint. So,
Yeah. You know what? It sounds like this person would have loved Quibi. They only will watch things in 15 minutes installments or shorter.
Clint Eastwood's Quibi exclusive Cry Macho.
Cry Macho series.
The old man still has it. He's doing Quibi
It's-
now.
It's filmed in portrait mode. So the entire frame is just Clint Eastwood walking.
Just a chicken barely in the frame. Yeah. So there's that one. This next one is 5 stars, and it comes from Savannah Shook. And it reads, meow. That's the review. It's just a cat's meow. Dragged out. It's 1 M, a lot of E's, a lot of O's, and then a lot of W's. And that's the review.
Yeah. Now, I don't, but it's 5 stars. So
I don't
I'm not
understand
sure what they're meowing at and also what the meow means.
There's no cat in the movie. I don't know if this
No.
person has it mixed up, but doesn't know what a chicken sounds like.
Yeah.
But they dropped a meow. No one found this review helpful, it says.
Yeah, that's thankfully.
This last one made me laugh when I found it. It's from Mishal Adera. 5 stars. And it reads, 36 minutes into it, not sure so far. ... But gave it 5 stars. It's so funny. 36 minutes into it. Not sure so far.
This person has like they've found a new type of review. And they thought it was so urgent that they could not wait an hour to finish the movie.
They were 36 minutes in.
I don't understand.
I don't know where you have to. This was posted 12 hours ago, so they definitely have thoughts by now. But
I don't understand though, like how your brain even gets to the conclusion that, you know what, I need to put my thoughts out right now.
Yeah, on Google.
I'm
reviews.
only a third of the way through the movie. It's like someone reviewing Fight Club, and they're like, an hour in, Tyler Durden seems sick. I want to be friends with Tyler.
5 stars. This is a 5-star movie, yeah. Again, this would be one of the funniest things I could make my Letterboxd review for this movie.
I was thinking about making it that as well.
You should do it.
Because also, the thing is that the one I said with Fight Club, that would actually be an actual joke format.
Yeah.
This one, there's not like some big turning point after 36 minutes that would drastically change it and make that a joke that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's just someone actually genuinely reviewing the movie 36 minutes in.
Yeah. Mashaya Dara. I just like the not sure so far ... Really leaves you at the edge of your seat.
I know.
About what
I
this
feel like
person
we should
could think.
contact this person and see what they thought.
The thing is, I scoured through each star review. It would be so funny though if they're in the 5-star section for this, and then you later find them in like the 3-star section. They're like, all right, 50 minutes in.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Thought this was going somewhere else.
Still not sure, but have a pretty good idea on how I feel about this movie.
Yeah, that is one of the best reviews I've ever heard.
It's the first one where when I saw it, I actually just laughed out loud by myself.
Yeah.
I was like, this is really, really good. Yeah, so those are the reviews for today.
Yeah, if someone asks me how this movie is, I'm going to say, well, 36 minutes in, you're not going to be that sure, but you're going to think it's a 5-star movie.
That's so funny.
You're going to be second-guessing yourself.
You're going to be second-guessing.
But not enough to bring it down from 5.
Yeah. Whew. All right.
Well,
Need some coffee after that.
Was there anything even in that cup?
Yeah, I realized it's pretty much empty. Yeah, I'm not getting the fix I needed. So Jeff, what did now first of all, why did you pick? Well, actually, there's a few questions I have. I wanted to say, why did you pick this movie, and is this your first Clint Eastwood movie?
That it might be my first Clint Eastwood movie.
Okay,
I was thinking about that, and I forgot to look it up.
It is mine, so we're not alone there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. You know what? I think this is a good enough question. The problem is he's been in like 100 million movies.
Well, there's like, there's the question: is this your first directed Clint Eastwood movie? And then there's the first like ever Clint Eastwood movie. And
yeah,
it's not that shocking if this is your first one that he's directed, but first he's acted in is crazy because that's where I'm at. I've never seen him in a movie before.
Well, here's the thing. It says that he was in Casper.
Oh.
on Letterboxd. Apparently, Clint Eastwood was in Casper, so I think we don't count that one.
We don't count that. I think we both watched that at the same time. Were you
We
at
did.
the Netflix party for that? Yeah.
I was. Yeah, I mean, I had seen it before because
yeah.
I'm a 90s child.
Child, yeah.
So we all had seen it. But wait, this says Clint Eastwood, uncredited.
Damn.
Interesting. But yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a Clint Eastwood movie, like a legitimate one where he's the star.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you don't forget your first time with Clint.
Yeah.
So this is, so I guess this is both of our first Clint Eastwood experiences. And I was wondering why you chose this. Unless there's like no other reason besides it was relevant, because it's kind
It
of
was relevant. That was 100%
relevant,
why. And I thought it'd be interesting to watch a film where the lead actor is incredibly old.
Incredibly old, like a bag of bones.
Yeah, but like somehow it kind of worked.
If I'm being honest, he's definitely like my favorite actor in the movie.
Yeah.
He gave the best performance by far.
He did. Yeah.
Which isn't saying a lot. His performance wasn't that good.
No, but it was fine.
This movie has some of the worst performances I've seen all year.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
If I'm gonna be honest.
I want to say I have to plug my laptop and I forgot to do that again.
Yeah.
But about the film, what I want to say is that the first like 15 minutes of this film is the most exposition-filled 15 minutes to start a film I've ever seen, because they don't show any of his past life. They just have like 3 scenes where they're all explaining his whole life.
Yeah.
They're like, back when you used to be in a rodeo and then you got injured and then your family died.
Yep. Yeah.
Wasn't that bad? And then I helped you. And then the last bunch of years I've been paying your money. And that's like the entire intro to this film is just the guy explaining Clint Eastwood's whole life in this film.
Yeah. Clint Eastwood drives a pickup truck into this building. Well, not into the building, but he drives it to this building where he learns of his past by a man. And that's how it starts.
Yeah.
And then he gives him a task, and then Clint has this task. It's just exactly how you think this movie's going to play out, is how it plays out.
Yeah.
He's assigned a task. There's a twist, but there's like a charming bond formed throughout the thing. And some lessons learned about growing up.
About everything, you know?
About how to be a macho, you know?
Now, just getting back, I did find that I have seen one Clint Eastwood directed film.
Yeah. Which one?
Jersey Boys.
The Jersey Boys, okay.
It's like the biopic about Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons.
Yeah? Is that a good movie? Would you recommend it?
It's a very standard biopic.
Okay.
It's fine, but it's not like groundbreaking in any way.
Yeah. Understood.
If you like hearing people sing very high notes, that's the film for you.
Yeah. Is this our first? I guess there's Rango, but I was going to ask if this was our first Western, Jeff. We don't talk about Westerns that often.
Well, we do talk about Fievel Goes West a lot.
That is true. I haven't seen it yet, but we do.
Well,
bring up
the
Fievel
thing is
Goes
that
West.
you would have to see Fievel in American Tale first.
Yeah. There should be Fievel Goes Eastwood, because
Fievel.
Yeah. You know what? That is interesting that his name is Eastwood, but he makes all these westerns.
Is it?
All right. What was I gonna say? Yeah. So I personally didn't have the best time watching this. I thought it was very. Well, okay. I'll say what I thought first. It's clearly just a very mellow and laid back movie that is kind of that it makes itself out to be that off the top. And I will say it nails that. It commits to this style and tone, and I think it's a successful film at doing so. I just don't think that the actual characters or anything the movie has to say are substantial enough to make me care all that much throughout the film, or to think about this movie much after the fact.
I think that's a very good point. I can't imagine starting tomorrow I'm like gonna ever think about this movie ever again.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the entire story is very bland. There's nothing that interesting that happens.
Uh-huh.
Also, Raffo,
Yeah.
that was a really not a good actor.
No, that's what I'm saying. Well, there's a few that are pretty. Yeah, Eduardo Minette is his name. He
Yeah.
was a.
I didn't
he's
want to say his
terrible.
name because we're just trashing him.
Yeah, I feel bad, but he really was not very good. But the worse, even worse than him, was Dwight Yoakam, who plays Howard Polk, who is the man.
He was
at
the one
beginning.
who started. I think that he is the one who started off. I mean, he was the huge exposition. Like, to be fair, his dialogue that he was given was awful.
It was pretty bad. Yeah.
It was all this, like, the most on the nose exposition of what was happening, and he's like, I don't even want to. Yeah, it was not good, but also he was not good. I want to say Clint Eastwood. Yes, we both agree. Probably best performance in this. I thought that Macho was pretty good.
Yeah. That's kind of
but
where it ends for me.
Also, like, I guess it's Letta, who was Raffo's mother. That was a weird performance.
Yeah.
It was like a performance where, like, they were told probably to act like you're a crazy person.
Yeah.
I don't really understand the performance because it wasn't like how any real person would act.
Uh-huh.
And there was that really weird scene where she was trying to seduce Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, I felt off by that.
Yeah, I was like, what?
He's not. He's 91 years old.
Yeah,
and he looks like he's 120 years old. Yeah, I don't know.
That was just a confusing weird scene.
The chemistry in this movie, it's weird because, okay, I bring this up in my new video that's not out yet, where I'm talking about this movie, but there's this movie called The Card Counter. We talked about it briefly. It's the one from a few weeks ago, where the acting is also really bad in that, but it's not like the performances themselves, because like Oscar Isaac and Tiffany Haddish do a pretty good job, but the chemistry is just completely off. It's like, it looks like it was really uncomfortable to be on set, whereas this is the opposite, where I'm like, the performances are ass, and they're really not good, but it looks like everyone kind of gets along. And there's like, they exist together. It's just, I don't know. It was also uncomfortable to watch, though, at the end of the day.
It's a weird movie.
Yeah.
It felt like a passion project for Clint Eastwood.
Yeah. Well,
which I imagine it is. Like, anything you're doing when you're in your 90s is probably a passion project in some way.
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen this confirmed anywhere, but I think they said it's his last movie, which in that context, I guess, is a sweet, like, quiet way to go out. It's like a nice little Western, but it's like kind of reflective, I guess, for him. The thing is, I don't know his movies that well. I haven't seen any of them, so I don't really have that context going into this. So from my perspective, I'm like, this is just kind of slow. And
yeah, I do wonder if we were huge Clint Eastwood fans, or if for someone like that, it was like a nice ode to all the Westerns he's made.
Right.
You know, and we just don't appreciate that because we haven't seen any, so we're just taking it for what it is in a vacuum, which is not that good.
Yeah. But even if I had seen his movies, I'm like, there's some scenes in here where I'm like, what were you thinking? There's the scene near the beginning where he goes to that, like, chicken fight place, and there's a police raid, and he just hides behind some boxes. And then it fades to black, and he avoids the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's a really funny scene. But, I don't know.
Also, the scene with Raffo and stealing his wallet.
Yeah.
It's like he's like pushing the kid around.
Yeah.
It was just really odd.
It's really odd.
Just the vibes were not there.
Vibes were not there for this movie.
Yeah. I don't know what would have saved that, but whatever was happening on screen, it was one of those where you're taken completely out of the film and you're just like, What am I doing?
What am I watching here? I want to read, for anyone that doesn't know about it yet, Paul Schrader, who is the director of The Card Counter and writer of Taxi Driver, blah, blah, blah. He wrote a really mean review for this movie on his Facebook page. And it's made its rounds around Twitter, but I kind of want to share it for anyone that doesn't know about it.
I don't know about it.
He has a very unhinged Facebook, and this review reads, I can appreciate the inclination to give Clint Eastwood a pass, but has an important American director made a film as bad as Cry Macho since Howard Hawks' Man's Favorite Spot? It fails in every area: screenwriting, lighting, locations, sets, props, wardrobe, and casting. When early on Eastwood employs an under-the-car shot of a boot hitting the ground, I thought, great, he's going to riff on the stylizations of macho westerns, but that was the last interesting composition in the film. Sure, Clint is given a few cliche-ridden passages about the futility of machismo, but these only have value because a shrunken Dirty Harry is giving voice to them. These character insights had value 30 years ago. It was like listening to a criminal apologize to the family of his victims in hopes that the judge will cut him a lesser sentence. That was his review.
Wow.
That's just
feels a little harsh.
Yeah, that's pretty hard. Especially for the man that made The Card Counter. But anyway, you haven't even seen The Card. I don't know why.
No, I haven't.
This. Yeah, but I had to share that because I thought that was really funny. Because it's just one old man making fun of another old man's movies. Paul Schrader's like also very old, but yeah. Anyways, I guess
I feel like. Sorry, you go.
No, I wanted to hear what you had to say.
Well, I don't know. I just feel like the way Raffo is as a character just doesn't. That's where I think the writing in this film fails the most.
Yeah,
and that Raffo does not act like a rebelling, teenager. Raffo acts like an old person pretending to be a teenager.
Yeah,
because he doesn't teenagers don't say how they're feeling, and he literally says everything he's ever feeling and giving reasons and speaking in complete sentences and is very level-headed.
Yeah, that is extremely true. This movie is very obviously written by an old ass man because none of these characters sound like themselves besides Clint Eastwood. I'm like, that's an old guy, but you're right, that kid was not a kid.
Because I just remembered he was supposed to be 13.
Yeah, no. It's just it had that really corny ending too of them in the car, and he's like, you don't realize until it's too late, blah blah blah. And I'm like, the kid, I don't know, he's not listening to this.
Yeah,
I guess, I don't know.
Also, it's crazy. Clint Eastwood is 80 years older than that kid.
Yeah.
That's what I would have been if I was the kid. I would have been like, "That's nuts! You're 80 years older than me. How's that even possible?"
He's like, "You were 60 when I was born. Older than that, honestly."
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it was not a very good movie. I would not recommend it, I would say.
No, I would say if you were, if you're one of the thousands who, before you watch a movie, you listen to the Karstcast episode, deciding, using this as your decision-making process, we give it the
2 thumbs down.
Karstcast, 2 thumbs down.
Thumbs down. We invented the thumbs down system for the record.
Yeah, the thing is that we have 4 thumbs between us, so we invented 4 thumbs down.
You get 4 thumbs, yeah.
4
sometimes
thumbs
you
down.
Get 3 thumbs down, but 1 thumb up, and this is a 4
You know what,
thumbs down
though?
movie.
I don't know if it's quite 4 thumbs down, though. That feels too harsh.
Yeah. I think,
how about this? You do 2 thumbs down, I do 1 thumb down, 1 thumb sideways.
Yeah, that seems about accurate.
That feels about right.
It's just barely getting by, this movie.
Yeah.
I will say, kind of like what Paul Schrader said, and what a lot of people have said, all of this said, I still think it's admirable to see an old man like this make a movie that is at the very least coherent,
it's coherent, and also you can tell it's the movie Clint Eastwood was trying to make.
Yeah, yeah. There's like a lot going on here. But at the same time,
Not
it's
a
not
lot
anything
that-
I'm gonna stick with.
Yeah, not anything. There was a lot. It was just not much that we wanted
Yeah.
or needed.
Yeah. Yeah. Any closing thoughts, or was that the closing thoughts themselves? On,
I think that was pretty much
I think that's about it.
all I had to say. Hopefully, all anyone needs to hear.
Yeah. Well, hey, bye, Macho. Right? I don't know. Let's just move on. That's not. Wait, what was the meaning behind "cry, Macho"? Was that did I miss that, or
I mean, obviously, Macho is the name of the chicken.
the chicken? Yeah.
I think Cry Macho was a book that this was based on.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a novel. So this is based on the novel. And
All right.
yeah, it was just the name of the book. So I'm sure there's some
Okay,
meaning
that's
then when you get into there. But
something there. We're not gonna do that.
but someone's like, yeah, why is it called Cry Macho? I'm like, that's what the book was called.
That's Clint Eastwood's answer in the Q&A. He's like, well, that was the book, so, yeah.
Yeah. It's
Well,
like, why is it called Harry Potter? That's what the book was called.
What are you feeling for a score?
I'm going to give it 2 thumbs
2 thumbs.
out of 5 thumbs.
Yeah.
2 stars.
I gave it 2 stars as well. I think we're
Yeah.
both on the exact same page.
Yeah. Are you going to use that review about the 36 minutes?
No, because I already posted my. I actually didn't leave a review at all for this. I just kind of gave it 2 stars and moved
That's
on.
honestly
so
how it should
you
be.
can. Yeah, I was like, there's just nothing to say here.
Yeah,
There's
I
nothing
always-
to say.
Yeah, I always feel weird doing the reviews from Google because it makes no sense for almost
Yeah.
everyone who sees it.
Yeah. I think
it's not. Yeah,
because when I did it for the Surf's Up one, I was just like, you know what? I can't do this. This is not right. This is
yeah,
yeah. Except for picturization, that one sticks.
yeah.
All right. Well, that was Cry Macho. If you want to watch it, some people really enjoy it. So I will say, if you were interested in the movie to begin with, give it a shot.
Yeah.
Because some people do really like this movie. It's on HBO Max, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what I would say as well. Where if you like Clint Eastwood and
definitely.
you are a big fan of slower paced westerns, then you probably will actually like this. It's not bad. It's not. That's the thing. I think the acting is pretty bad, but overall as a film, I think it's more for me uninteresting than bad.
That you summed it up beautifully. Yeah, that's pretty much my approach to any movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just get into questions then. These come from actually we have a few from the Patreon today from our lovely
Yeah.
$15 patrons. If you're a $15 patron and you ask us a question, we're gonna answer it here in these episodes. So without any further ado, this first one comes from Antonio DeMarco, and it's most anticipated movie for the awards season.
For you,
this could.
It's French Dispatch or Dune, right?
It's got to be French Dispatch. French Dispatch, Dune is up there, but I think there's this new movie that's been getting a lot of buzz called The Worst Person in the World, and it looks really up my alley. It's kind of like a rom-com from what I've heard, but I'm like, that looks like a lot of fun, and it's got a cool poster. I'm looking forward to that one. But French Dispatch is obviously like my most.
Yeah. I mean,
anticipated.
it kind of
really excited.
As a noted fan of Wes
Yeah.
Anderson, I think that has to be my answer as well.
Yeah.
Although-
yeah.
You're gonna like Dune.
I'm so excited for Dune. That's gonna be such a good time. What about you, Jeff? Oh, yours is just French Dispatch.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Sweet. This next one comes from Gavin Gibson, And it's, if you could own one fictional object or possession from any film or series, what would you choose? Let's
What
see.
would you choose?
Probably the chicken from Cry Macho, right? I would. Just kidding. I would. I don't know.
The Nimbus 2000 from Harry Potter.
Yeah,
No, that'd be a terrible choice.
while
That's
we're
not
on
even the
Harry
best
Potter.
broom. Why would you pick the non-best broom possible?
Yeah, you know what I've always wanted was a real, like, this is very random, but you know in Yu-Gi-Oh they have like those decks where,
Yeah,
like, you can put
the I
cards
know the
in.
like the wing looking things.
Yep. I want a real one of those. I've always wanted one.
Well, I mean, they
And-
sell those. Obviously, they don't project the creatures.
Yeah, I had a toy one as a kid, and I thought it would be the real thing. I had a big imagination as a kid.
Yeah.
So I finally got it for like a birthday present and was very disappointed when monsters didn't start appearing.
Yeah.
But that's on me, you know.
That's on you. To be fair.
Yeah. What about you?
Wait, but that's your answer.
That's, I think, going to be my answer. Because I used to always really want one of those.
I feel like
You know what?
I would,
Or-
if
No, you say it.
I was gonna say that I feel like that would be a bad thing to own if you were the only one who had it, because then how are you gonna duel anyone?
That's true. You know what? I came up with a different answer halfway through that, and it's a Wonka bar from Willy Wonka. I would want to try one of those because they look pretty good. And I know they have real Wonka bars out there, but I want the ones from
Yeah.
the movies because they are different than the real ones. The ones in the movies
Yeah.
have like caramel, and yeah.
What about the everlasting like gobstopper thing from the movie?
No.
Because that
I'm
one
not-
it never ends. It's everlasting.
Yeah, but what's the like? Really, you'd want that?
That actually might be frustrating if you had a candy
Yeah.
that you could never eat.
Exactly.
Like you could never finish it.
It's not satisfying. I like to put it away, you know?
What happens if you swallow whole the everlasting gobstopper?
You should tweet that and see what kind of responses you get.
You should tweet that. I'll get free one.
Nah, I can't take credit for that. That's a good one. Yeah. Cool. Well, I guess, is that your answer? Or
No, that was well, okay.
No.
Can you rephrase the question real quick?
if
And
you
then I'll
could
get a quick
own
answer.
one fictional object or possession from any film or series, what would you choose?
A fictional. I mean, it would have to be some kind of like very valuable thing, and then you can sell it,
Yeah.
like some fake giant diamond or something.
True. I'm trying to think of, I guess there's like the Pink Panther diamond. I don't know why. Oh, the opal from Uncut Gems could be cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially
of
if it gives
dirt
me
from
magic
Dirt
powers.
Bag. Yeah.
The bag of dirt from Dirtbag. That would be the worst answer possible, because the only thing special about the bag is that it haunts you.
Yeah. Well, don't spoil the movie too much. Let's not.
Yeah, I mean,
But
feel
yeah.
free to bleep that if you want.
No, it's fine. It's not a spoiler at all. Yeah. I have some of the dirt from the movie in the back of my
Yeah?
office, if you can very faintly see it. But I actually don't have the bag of dirt anymore because we ripped all the bags of dirt in the making of the movie. So, yeah. Kind of a production hazard. Anyways.
When someone asks you for advice on filmmaking, you're like, make sure you have enough bags of dirt because they're going to rip.
They made our production designer made 5 of them, and on the second day when we ripped the 4th one, she was like, "How are you doing this?" And I was like, "I'm sorry, I don't." Anyways, this next one comes to you, Jeff. It's from Straight View 5102, and this one's for Jeff. Re. What's your favorite and least favorite Premier League kit this season?
Oh, okay. I'm going to have to pull this up real quick
Okay.
because I haven't seen all of them.
I have no
watch
idea what
Liverpool
this
games.
question even means, to be honest.
Okay, so every year the jerseys or kits, as they say in England, for each team, they change every year.
Okay.
So just as I'm looking for this, I think that Liverpool's kits are pretty good.
Yeah.
That's the team I support. Oh, I looked up the wrong year. Yeah, because I was like, these are Liverpool's last year's kits. But, okay, so it's 21, 22. Okay, here we go. Yeah, Everton's kits, as always, are terrible.
Yeah. Everybody knows this.
I do like Brighton and Hove Albion. I mean, they just have a nice like home kit always because it's like blue and white vertical stripes. I mean, Arsenal's away kit is terrible. It's like a weird yellow. But their third kit, apparently, I'm seeing this now for the first time, is amazing. It's like blue, like with red outline, like lightning bolts.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll just give quick impressions here. Oh yeah, I do like I like Burnley's away kits. I'm just scrolling through them real quick. Something about Crystal Palace's away kits I really don't like. They're just like very bright yellow. Don't like them. I don't know why.
You don't like yellow, it just seems like.
It seems like maybe I just don't like yellow.
It's too aggressive for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, last one. I'll just give one more that I like. Okay, Man City's away kits are really nice.
Nice. Manchester City?
Yeah, Manchester City.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. You heard it here first. Those are Jeff's takes on the Premier League kits. Is that what the question was?
Yeah, it was. I hope so.
Okay,
That's
cool.
what I answered.
Just making sure that's the right order of words. I didn't know what it was called. Cool. And this last one. Actually, you know what? That's it. That's it for today. That was 3 questions, and we will touch on some of these in the next 2 weeks.
I have a question for you.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
What is your favorite primary color?
Blue. I'm actually going through a big blue phase right now. Like
Yeah,
a royal
you're wearing
blue
blue right now. My answer is blue as well.
Yeah. Blue's a really solid color. And I think that's clear from my wardrobe right now. Yeah.
Good answer.
Thank you, Jeff. Yours too. Well, that does it. Let's get into the wrap-up. In the next 2 weeks is movie. Next 2 weeks is movie? Let's make it Dune. The new Dune.
You will have seen it by then.
I will have seen it. Jeff will have thoughts.
Are you sure?
I'll have thoughts.
Oh, yeah, because are you seeing it in New York?
I'm seeing it in New York, yeah.
Okay.
So we'll talk about it on... This will be the episode that drops on the 11th of October. And, So be out on the lookout for that. Check out Dune if you can, and if you can't, we won't spoil it too much, but we will just talk about it. That will definitely have a spoiler-free section because I know it won't be in the U.S. by then, at least. And so that's that. Next, we like to read a review because we like to hear what you guys have to say about the podcast, and it also helps the podcast a lot, believe it or not. And this one comes from Nick Fideli from the USA. Subject line is wow, 5 stars, and it reads, Karstcast isn't just a podcast, it's a cultural reset, a reason to breathe, an escape from this cruel world filled with thieves. Okay. It's art, the first gift you open on Christmas, a hug from a loved one, everything you ever wanted, everything you need. That's the review.
I agree with that review.
I agree. I think it's pretty spot on. If anything, I think it's more than any of that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I strive for when we talk every week and do this.
That's what we aim for. Yeah.
Yeah. I say I want to be a warm hug on Christmas Eve. I want us to rise above the thieves.
Yep.
That's what I say before we start recording. That's like our pre-recording.
Yeah. You know how sports
say,
have
rise
their
above
chants?
the thieves. hug on Christmas Eve.
Eve. It works so well. That's what's funny. You know, when I was on a swim team in high school, our chant before meets was just us screaming. We would just be like, ah! And that was all it was. And that's not that good of a chant.
It's not even a chant.
No, it's not a chant. But our catchphrase...
Yeah.
Our catchphrase was, go in hard, come out wet. And the coach would not let us put that on shirts, but
yeah,
I that's
see why.
Our...
It just seems kind of weird since it's. I'm sure all of your parents are the ones attending these swim meets.
Yeah, we did not get. They didn't allow us to. Yeah. Lastly, we'd like to thank the patrons over at patreon.com/Karstcast. Can't get enough of the podcast? I know I
sure can't.
Yeah. Well, if you want tons of bonus content and a monthly Zoom hangout where you get to talk to me and Jeff and we get to all play games together and just talk about movies, head on over to the Karstcast Patreon. I was going to say head on over to the podcast, but that's where you are right now.
Yeah, you are on the podcast.
Like I said, you get exclusive access to bonus episodes, Q&As, shout-outs at the end of every episode, which we're about to do, and much, much more like Zoom Hangouts. And some exclusive access to merch, which we're going to probably do soon.
We're
hopefully
talking about it, and
we have talked up some ideas.
We talked up some ideas. I want to say that Karsten is kind of a merch aficionado, and Karsten's had some very good ideas.
I'm really excited about the idea I told you about the other day. I think it's really funny. But yeah, that's that. Without any further ado, thank you. It's got an alphabetical. Alex Thomas, Antonio DeMarco, Blake Root, Boat, Brandon Yu, Brock Schultz, Camilla, Chuck the Duck, Cooper, Daniel Cook, David Sir, Eden, Gavin Gibson, Grant Gow, Harry Remedy Anakis, Iva, Jaden Easton, John Van Hout, Jordan Hill, Judy S., Carson Do a Backflip, Katie T., Liv Rob, Lukewarm, Martin Def, Mary Lee Borslow, Meridian, Michael Rennie, Monopoly Shrimp on the Barbie, Monroe Page, Nora B., Parks, Riley Oss, Sophia Arieta, Stella Perry, Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, Smitty Werbin, Jagerman Jensen, Tom Likes Beans, Vegard Strom, Wes Kinley, Xavier Fossier, Youssef A., and Zoe Hernandez McDonald. Thank you.
Thank you, patrons.
We appreciate it.
Within the next few weeks, Karsten and I will both be getting new microphones funded by the patrons.
And hopefully one of those like Rodecaster Pros, because I want
soundboard.
one of those. Yeah,
you get a soundboard. I mean, my brother has one on his podcast, and he uses it all the time.
Yeah. So be on the lookout for that, I guess. Wait. Can you hear that? No, you can't.
Yeah, no, I can't hear anything.
Oh, I played a clapping sound.
So that's why we need the Rodecaster. Hey, there we go.
There we go. Anyways, thanks, guys. I think that's going to do it. Jeff, do you have anything else to say?
It's just been another... Oh, God. I was just about to say, it's been another great time, spending an hour hanging out with one of my best friends, Karsten Rundquist.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Well, are you going to say the thing? You going to say
so Karsten, this is from Karsten as well as I. Catch you on the flip side.
Catch you on the flip side as well.
Flip side.